This is the Nightwolf howling at you, and today we're going to take a look at the Masters of the WWE Universe, Becky Lynch, the man of WWEternia. Which kind of reminds me, how exactly are you supposed to pronounce that? Eternia? Eternia? I don't know. Anyway, Becky here, I think she was actually the first of the female figures in this line, but of course there's only three of them, Becky, Stephanie, and Chyna. On the back of the box, we see the rest of her fellow Wave companions: Macho Man Randy Savage, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and Rowdy Roddy Piper. She's defied the odds, disarmed her opponents, and demolished every obstacle. Soon, everyone in WWEternia will learn this is the man's world and they're just living in it. Dun dun dun. Okay. Uh, I think that's supposed to be Jake the Snake. It's a name I know, but I'm not sure. And I honestly don't think I have that figure. I do have a bunch of these things. I just never got around to opening most of them. And some I have opened that I got off of eBay. So we'll take a look at those at some point too. But let's go ahead and open her up. Ooh, ooh. The tape from her accessories got stuck to the mini comic thing. Careful. We don't want to rip it. Oh, okay. She's got the rubber bands instead of the plastic thingies, which actually makes it easier to get them out. And I appreciate that because I hate those stupid little plastic tabbies. We also get with her for weaponry. First off, we get a snake staff, or the Staff of Ka from the Masters of the Universe. And we get Tila's shield with the man painted on it, if you can read that. Because to be perfectly honest, it's not that easy to read. Figure-wise, we'll go ahead and take a look at the articulation. She's got a ball joint, and her hair is actually more or less soft enough that she can get a good range of articulation out of it, motion, however you want to put it. She's got the arm up and all around. Elbow can spin and hinge. Doesn't quite make a 90-degree though, more like an 85 to 80. Fist spins and we get the in and out hinge. Waist swivel. Legs kick up. If you put them outwards, they can go a little bit higher. And they kick back about yay far. The knee bends, but the added knee pads actually kind of hinder that a little bit. So you can get a little bit of bend back. We've of course got the boot cut. And we've got the hinge on the foot with the pivot. Wait, is that right? A pivot? That's a spin. She's got a unique face sculpt and hair. Braids down here on the side. I know absolutely nothing about this wrestler, so I honestly couldn't tell you how close the face sculpt is. But then that was the same way when I reviewed Steph. I couldn't tell you how close that face sculpt was either. However, Stephanie McMahon has been on Scooby-Doo, I believe. So, comparison-wise, we've got Tila, who has the same equipment. Just remolded snake staff and shield. Of course, this has the same shield design, right? Where it's got this very blocky handle instead of a rounded one for their hands, which honestly doesn't fit quite as well as the rounded one would. And the vintage version of Tila's shield actually just clipped on the forearm. And I think honestly that would have been a better bet with this. And I've done this out of the order I normally do, because normally I would have taken the mini comic and looked at that first. So anyway, let's take a look at that. It's got a really nice cover to it though, and actually, whoops, the hairdo doesn't really match what she's got in the mini comic. They didn't put her braids in there. Perfectly honest, I kind of prefer that hair better, if for no other reason than if they could have swapped that out with a Tila. We could have gotten like a mini comics Tila, which I think they need to do. Becky Lynch, the man of WWEternia. The great battle has begun. The darkness threatens to consume WWEternia as the faction of evil superstars rise from parts unknown to control the balance of power. But the heroic superstars accept the challenge and defend the planet and determine who are the masters of the WWE universe. It's kind of weird that they have WWE Universe there, but on the cover it's always WW Universe. There's no E on it. Her height, 5'6". Superstar powers. Talks the talk, walks the walks, breaks through the glass ceilings. Foreign objects. Staff of the warrior goddess. Man-handling shield. When the universe was first created, the ancient elders prophesied the true champions of WWEternia. A man shall come with hair of straight fire and a fighting spirit, undefeatable by even the gods themselves. But the prophecy was wrong. It wasn't a man, it would be who would be champion. It was the man. The man has the power. Alright, that last scene is kind of goofy in my opinion. But still. Will say this. I like the coloring on her. The gold that they used, or the brass color. I think that would have looked much better on Tila too. It's just, it looks so much nicer. So aside from that, we have the general same parts sharing that we usually get. However, we've got the same crotch piece, the same arms. The legs are, of course, the same. They are the old school versions. Aside from that, she shares the same boots as Stephanie. And they have the same torso, just painted differently. And it looks pretty good. But once again, as noted before, when I talk about any of the Masters of the Universe Origins stuff with the female figures, nobody has the same skin tones. And that is super annoying in my opinion. Because I would like to be able to split out some of these things a little bit more. I think I honestly would probably have, if the colors matched, I would probably have put Tila's head on a Becky body. So, but along with sharing the same arms, they did mold her or forearm here in black to kind of go again with more of a brace at the elbows without actually creating a new elbow brace. And she does have the additional parts of the knee braces or knee pads, which slide off if you want. Show off that bare leg. So, whoopsie. Like all of the origin style figures, she comes apart. I'm not going to take the other knee pad off, which of course also still allows you to do part swapping, which once again, the arms and the torsos aren't quite as good for swapping because of the color scheme. Like with some of the male bucks, you don't have to worry about that as much, just simply because of the fact that they often wear more clothing, and no, you can have it the no skin showing kind of a thing. But yeah, you can go ahead and you can put her in Stephanie's breeches, which honestly, I actually would have liked to seen this if they had repainted this area to match that gold. That would have looked really nice on her. Of course, once you take the knee pads off, they're kind of a pain in the butt to get back on. Make sure we got the right foot. Would be the left foot. Yeah, see, and this is what I mean when I talk about the color match issues. It's really too bad. Like I guess with the case of the WWE ones though, that's a little harder to do because you have actual people. Where with the Masters of the Universe origin stuff, it shouldn't have been that hard because, well, when you think about it, Tila and the Sorceress are mother and daughter. So, spoiler alert. Um, so there's no real reason why they couldn't have like shared the same skin tone, and then you could have swapped out parts if you wanted. Because again, I would have probably put a Tila head on a Sorceress. Though we still need a mini comics Tila. And we still have our wrestling ring here. Which of course means, let's see if we can do a double. Boom. Okay. I'm having a little bit too much fun with the elastic bands on the wrestling ring. Although, I mean, aside from basically doing slams like that, there's not much else you can do with it. Except for display-wise. See if we can do a clothesline. See if we can do a proper clothesline. However, Becky lost because she went out of the ring. Anyway, thanks for listening to my TED Talk about Becky Lynch, Masters of the WWE Universe. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace and love, all. So there was something I noticed when I started taking the pictures that I go to use at the end of my videos. And because I went to swap out the snake armor from Tila. And first thing to note, well, shoot. Okay. First thing to note, you can't really put it on Becky because her hair gets in the way. But a surprising bit of additional information here is that her torso is actually thinner around here than Tila's because it also doesn't hold on to her like it does. And maybe it's because of where it sits. Like, I wonder if, because they look like they're the same height. I mean, Yeah, okay. So if you can kind of see this, Tila's torso is a bit larger around the waist area. So when you put the, oh, why does that thing keep coming undone? This is why I make no bucks. So when you put the armor on Tila, it sits kind of snugly right there. But when you attempt to do the same thing with Becky, it's really, really loose. Obviously, the same would go for Stephanie because she's sharing the same torso. I just thought that was kind of interesting when I attempted to do that because I really wanted to actually have her in the snake armor, but I guess maybe this is also part of the reasons why they didn't give her the entire armor set that Tila had in the first place. So there's a little bit of added information for you.